Hey everyone, wish you a very happy and mindful year. You're listening to Amodini, your way to happiness with me, Subhashini Murali. A hunter lived in a dense forest where wild beasts were plenty. The hunter was a drunkard and he used to beat his wife whenever he lost his prey. When the agony continued for several days, the wife got fed up. She began to cut some logs and loaded them into a boat with the help of a boatman and sold them to the timber merchants across the river. With that money, she bought provisions. Now, this became her daily routine and means of living. As the time went by, she became friendly with the boatman. It was a new moon day, and that day too, the hunter returned home empty-handed, fully drunk. He began to beat his wife. Annoyed and exhausted, she decides to leave the house. When the hunter dozes off, she is reminded of the boatman. She thought running away with him to the other side of the river would definitely be a better choice. At midnight, she rushes to his house, but he refuses to ferry her across the river. Suddenly, she remembers a narrow wooden bridge across the river, about a few miles away. Her husband had warned her once about the wild animals roaming near that bridge. But the thought of escape was so predominant in her mind that she heeds to no warning. She just walks towards that bridge. The next morning, her body is found mutilated near the wooden bridge. Now tell me, who is the culprit? Who was responsible for the death of the hunter's wife? Some of you may point out it's the hunter who tortured her wife. Some others may blame the wife for being immoral and say her infidelity led to her gory end. But some may argue, no, it was her fate. That's why she selected the wrong time and the wrong person to escape with. Yet others would say it was the merciless boatman who didn't ferry her across the river and that led to her death. The question remains the same. Who is the culprit? But the responses vary. Because each of us are wearing different colored glasses through which we see the world, and that colored glass is our perception. Just by happening to read a murder chapter in a book, we presume it to be a ghastly horror story. But it may be a rom-com where a character is narrating a dramatic scene. Similarly, in our day-to-day life, in a given situation, we only hear a few lines or witness a chapter of a person's life and judge their character. Most of the times, we form opinions without any basis on our friends, neighbors, relatives, strangers, or even things. Because everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact, and everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When we look at something or someone for the first time, our perception may cover the real view and hide their true personality. It's like blind people touching a single part of an elephant and assuming it to be a rope, wall, etc. Our perception keeps changing with time and experience. So without going by first impressions, let's stop. Take time to assimilate facts. Look again without likes and dislikes with a clear, unbiased mind at the same situation or person. Then we would see the reality, the truth. Because of our wrong perception, we may lose some fine opportunities or some great people in our life. Hence, let's keep our eyes and ears open and always consider other person's perspective before forming an opinion. Let's not be a victim of our point of views and assume he is right or she is wrong with little known facts. Now, what is your perception about this episode? If you like the content, do share it with your family and friends. And let me know your comments on my Amodini Instagram page or write to me at amodinibysubha@gmail.com. For more daily dose of motivation, follow my podcast Amodini, Your Way to Happiness. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next episode of Amodini. Till then, stay wakeful, stay happy.